What up, what up, what up, everybody? It's your boy DFS Up North, aka Josh Thomas, here with the Sharp app with another edition of our weekly golf bets. And this week we are at the Olympics in Tokyo. I'm excited. It's a small field, 60 golfers. There's really, in my mind, only like 15 or 16 guys who can really win this thing. So we really improve our odds of finding a winner here. So before I get to my outright bets for the week, I got 4 outright bets and 5 place bets for you this week for free as usual. Make sure that you download the Sharp app if you want to know how you can find the information right below here in the description on YouTube. I can link it on Twitter as well. But yeah, get involved. Like, guys are absolutely crushing it. I just looked at our baseball over the last week. Baseball's up like 15 freaking units. Like, are you kidding me? Let's go. So make sure that you are getting involved there. Before we get to this week's golf bets, let's take a look back at last week's 3M Open recap. My goodness, I thought we had a winner in the bag. We had guys all over the freaking leaderboard at one point, right? So Ricky Fowler, day one leader. I bet him last week. Fell back to 30th. Adam Schenk in the top 5. Fell back to like 45th. Ches Reavie had a chance, was tied for the lead at one point on Sunday. Fell outside the top 10. I didn't even get a place bet on him. So for me, it was a tough week for our outrights and our place bets. We were actually minus 3.5 units on that. But again, like I say on this every single week, smash the head-to-head, the groups, the round betting. That is where you make your money. We were up 5.13 units there last week for a total of 1.63 positive units. And in the last 7 weeks, we were at 7.652 units positive. That's huge, right? We haven't hit a winner, and we're up 7 units. So I'm very happy with that. You might say, hey, why even mess with the winners? And the reason is that those can really jack you up, and you're playing those round bets to allow you to take chances on those winners, that where you might hit a 30 unit win for the week or a 14 unit win. So actually, if you are a member of the Sharp app or the Sports Bet Army, which we are combining those shortly, I did get into our Discord and we talked about I was going to hedge with Cameron Champ. I hedged with him, I believe, on hole 12, the par 5. Johnny Vegas hit one into the shit, and I jumped on Champ at plus 120. Put a unit on there to gain an additional 2.2 units for our Discord members. I'm not counting that in my total here, but that's another advantage of becoming a member of the Sharp app. So Kasumigaseki Country Club. I'm sure I said that wrong. But this is the course that we are playing at this week for the Olympics. This is a par 71, 36 in the front, 35 in the back, 74, 47. It says they can maybe stretch it out to 7,600 here. But it's I actually think we probably see this course played at like 72-ish for the week. So not really like where you need a ton of distance, not really where you need to be super accurate. I do think that the rough is apparently going to be pretty lush. It is Zoysia. So the fairway lies will be very, very clean. So there could be an emphasis placed on finding greens here. This is Tom Fazio came in 2016 and not completely redesigned the course, but made some pretty significant changes, right? So this was an Allison design, Mackenzie Allison. They were the ones who designed, Alistair McKenzie designed with Allison's help, the Augusta National. And I think this course is very, very similar. What we see is that they have these like huge, deep, massive bunkers, some pretty big green structures. But the big difference, lots of trees, but lots of room. If you hit it in the trees, that you're fine. The big difference here is going to be that there is a lot of water in play. Fazio had to actually come in and change the green structures themselves because, like a lot of courses in Japan, apparently they play on 2 greens. They have a set of winter greens and a set of summer greens. So they have different grass types on them. And then so in the winter you play to the one green, and in the summer you play to the other green. But Fazio came in 2016 here, bulldozed everything, made put out bent grass everywhere, and then Zoysia in the fairway and the rough. lots of water in play, like I said, but I really think that the bunkers might be the deeper issue. They are so deep, all right, that if you get in the bunkers here, you are going to be in trouble. I think that the course is going to play pretty soft, all right? The weather conditions have been good. The greens should be very, very receptive, but they're just with the water and stuff that they've had, and the moisture that they've had, they have a really hard time getting these greens fast. So the course superintendent has talked about how they might roll at like 9 or 10, which is what we saw at the British Open. And that is going to benefit good putters, all right? Good putters play better when the greens are slow, all right? Because there's a lot of more you got to read it. You got to hit the speed right. Like there's a lot more in the equation than if it's fast and you can just kind of get it online and let it go. So I'm interested. I think it plays very, very similar to Augusta. People have talked about it plays like the Monterey Peninsula. I don't know that I see that. And again, I'm sitting here in Minnesota. I'm not there. And that kind of, is the issue this week. We don't know a ton about it. Weekly betting strategy. How should you allocate your golf bets? I try to play 3 to 4, maybe 5 to 6 units every week. Outrights 1 to 2 units. Head-to-head matchups for 4-round. Head-to-head matchups for daily. We're talking about another 3-ish units. Top 5, top 10, looking at 1 to 1.5. I think it's 1.2 this week. First round leader, group betting, exotics, things like that. You can play a little bit more on. So my bets this week, all right, and it starts with my boy Sung Jae Im. 28 to 1, half a unit on him here. This is at DraftKings. He's pretty much 28 to 1 across the board. But if you guys aren't aware, Sungjae is playing for his life this week. So Sungjae is from South Korea, and at 28 years old, you have you can defer until 28 years old your mandatory 2 years of military service. So the only way to get out of the mandatory military service is to win a Olympic medal. They've talked about the possibility of winning a major, maybe getting you out of it, but we haven't seen a South Korean win a major. So for all intents and purposes, this is Sungjae's shot, right? He's only 23 years old, so he does have another opportunity. That if he doesn't medal here, he'll have another chance in 4 years to get a medal. But what could happen in 4 years? I mean, this guy could be out of the top 100 in the world by then, right? He might not even qualify. So he is essentially playing for his life. He has the overall ability to win this event. Been putting really, really well, which I think is going to, again, help him on these slow greens. He's a great course fit at Augusta, so I think that really should translate here. And there's a little bit of I hate to bet. When you're betting or playing DFS or whatever you're doing, you want to take the emotion out of it. But I would be beside myself if I didn't bet Sungjae this week and he ended up medaling or winning. And again, I just think that he's a great course fit here. His iron play has been good. The putter's been great lately. He does kind of everything well, and when he puts it all together, he's really, really dangerous. So I think the Arnold Palmer is a good kind of course corollary here. And for me, that's a place that Sungjae's played well at too. Plus 600 T5. I don't mind that. 0.3 units. All the place bets this week, I feel like are a little short. I put them in here. I'm going to bet them, but they are optional for you guys. Don't feel like you need to chase these place bets. Another guy that's just been playing some fantastic golf is Corey Connors, the Canadian here, looking for a medal. Another guy at 28 to 1. So there's guys that are going to be very, very short this week. And people have been complaining about the odds. People have been complaining that, there's the odds are the book's going to take the same amount of handle here, right? So they've got to make these guys shorter than what you would. So for me, I'm just going to avoid that top part and I'm going to take some chances on some of these guys. I'm looking at 28 is where I'm starting, which is fairly normal. But these guys have as good a shot of I think as good of a shot of winning. Some of the guys, I think Xander's a great course fit here is just Justin Thomas, but I can't get under 10 to 1 to win. So Connor's just playing great golf, great Masters history, excellent ball striker. He's really shown lately, especially, that he can play on a variety of courses, which I think is going to be really important here. The game's trending in the right direction. Long-term form is there. I think that 28 is a value. I think that I made him at about 22 to 1. So for me, it's kind of a no-brainer on Connors here. A great bet this week, half unit on DraftKings. Tommy Boy Fleetwood, been there for almost 2 weeks. His compatriot Justin Rose won the first Olympic medal last time with the gold there, and has talked about how important this week is to him, playing for his country, playing for the flag. We haven't seen him in the U.S. much recently. The last time we did see him was at Palmetto, where he finished, I think, 35th. That is another Tom Fazio design, so maybe a little bit of a corollary there. he's been playing really good golf. And I think a guy that has absolute potential to win. Excellent iron play the couple of weeks leading into the Open Championship. Another guy, plus 29, plus 600 T5, 3-unit bet to win. Love Tommy Boy Fleetwood this week. And finally, another guy playing for his life this week, but this is his last chance, is Siwoo Kim. 55-1. This is a 3.3 unit bet for me. He's got great Masters history. He's won already this year. So he's a guy that just kind of flashes, right? Like he can come out of nowhere with form. His form's been okay lately. It's not been great. The putter's really been holding him back, but he's taken a couple of weeks now off, skipped the Open Championship, skipped left straight from the Rocket Mortgage to Detroit to head to Japan to get ready for this. So I'm assuming he's been working on the putter. I'm assuming he's played this course a bunch of times. Plus 1,000 T5, 0.3 units again. I just would ideal scenario here for me would be Connors win, Siwoo, Sungjae second and third. Like that would be a fantastic week. Actually, I don't even care as long as Siwoo and Sungjae get out of that military service and don't interrupt their career. I would be very, very happy. Finally, a guy that I'm going to be really high on, Toto Pereira. I'm not betting him to win, but I am betting him plus 600 at T10 and plus 1,600 at T5. A full unit on Mito this week. The guy's just been crushing. 6th at the 3M last week, 5th at the Barbasol the week before that. He really, really putted well on those bent grass greens at the 3M. He's won 3 times this year on the KFT. The guy is just finding his form. My big concern here is that he's had to fly from Minneapolis last night to Tokyo with, I'm sure, some 14 different layovers. I saw Reed's flight pattern was like 5 different stops. So it's possible he doesn't get a practice round in, which is a little concerning, but this is a no-cut event. So he's got 4 rounds to figure it out. It seemed like at the 3M last week, he just continued to get better and better until he really played well on Sunday. And in a 60-man field, like I think that he's got a really a much better shot than the plus 600 implies at that T10. So, I think this is maybe one of those bets that can save your week for you. So, all right, bets this week again. I've got Sungjae 28-1, Corey Connors 28-1, Fleetwood 29-1, and Siwoo Kim 55-1. I've got T5s on all of those guys, along with a T5 on Toto Pereira at 16-1 and T10 on Pereira as well at 6-1. Again, I will have all of those head-to-head bets and things like that up on the Sharp app. So make sure that you download it so that you can get it. Like I said, we've been crushing 5 units this week, 7 units the week before. Like the guys, we've really been strong on those head-to-head bets and those round bets, the 3 balls. So have a great week, guys. Looking forward to the Olympics, and we'll catch you on the flip side.